Hello, folks, and welcome to a quick lesson on dollar cost averaging, buying into the dips. My name is Owen O'Malley, the CEO and founder of the Investment Club Network, where we have investment clubs all over the world. What we want to do is we want to share with you the concept of dollar cost averaging. So when it comes to accumulating wealth, the first thing you got to do is start to save some money. One of the challenges with saving money and putting it in a bank account is because there are little or no interest on your money, and because of inflation, your money actually loses 2% per annum. So your job is to go out and find some way to make your money grow faster than 2% per annum. So you can put your money in a money machine that allows your money to grow faster than in a deposit account. So there's many different money machines, but the two money machines we're going to talk about today are property and equities. Let's start with property. You know, you can buy a house, you can put in tenants, you can collect rent, and you can use that rent to go ahead and buy some more property, even though the price of property will go up and down. So you can take your income, reinvest it to buy more houses. Because you have more houses, you can collect more income. Because you have more income, you can buy more houses. Let's take a look at an example if you buy houses at the same price. So let's say that you're going to buy 3 houses. You're going to invest on average 100,000 per house. So your total investment will be 300,000. Let's call it units of 100. Your average price per house will be 100,000. It's much better off if you were to buy houses in a falling market. So your first house might be for 100,000, next house for 80, next for 60, next for 40,000, last house for 20,000. Your total investment is still the same, still 300,000, but your average price per house is much lower now. That's 60,000 per house. That's what we mean by dollar cost averaging. If you were to buy houses in a rising market, your first house might be 100,000, your second house might be 200,000, your investment is still 300,000, but now your average price per house is 150,000. So let's take the same concept and see how it would progress over time. So let's see how the value of your investments would increase as time moves and the price of property starts to go back up again. So when the average price of a house is 85,000, in the first example where you bought into a falling market, where price was dropping while you were buying houses, your profit will be 25,000. In the example where you're buying houses for the same price, you'd still be down 15,000. And if you're buying houses in a rising market, you would now be down 65,000. Let's say the price of houses goes back up to 100,000. Now you're back up to 40,000 per house profit in your falling purchase model. You're at break even on the buying houses at the same price, and you're still down 50,000 on your model of buying houses as they rise. Let's say the price of houses go back up to 150,000. Now your overall profit is 90,000, 50,000, and you still haven't made money in the rising market model. The price of houses have to go back up to 160 before you can make money all 3 ways. So the message is it's much better to buy houses in a falling market, or even better again is to wait for your buy houses once every 10 years when all the houses are very low. Let's take a look at the same concept with the market. So here's an example where we've taken 3 companies. We've taken a company that is traded sideways, and we invested on average 500 per month. As you can see here, we've invested 500 per month, and our average price over 12 months is 25.2. This is an example in a share price that was trading sideways. In a share price where the share price was dropping, the first batch of shares we bought for 423, the last batch we bought for 157, therefore our average price is 276. And in a rising market, the average price is 58 because we were buying the shares as the share price was rising. So let's take a look at what it looks like. So the share price where it's trading sideways, the green line represents the price of the shares going up and down but going sideways. The orange line represents the number of shares you're able to buy. As the share price rises, you can buy less shares over a 12-month period. If you look at the same model where the share price drops, as the price drops, which is the green line, the number of shares you can buy increases, which is the orange line. And where you're buying shares in an up market over 12 months, the price, which is the green line, goes up, but the number of shares you can buy goes down. So let's look at the average price. So in the sideways market, the average price is the blue line. In the upward market, the average price is the gray line. In the downward market, the average price is the green line. And so let's look at what it looks like. For example, if you were to buy at the top, and then month one, spend $500 to buy at 423, and then 12 months later at the bottom, buy 5,500 at 1.57. You've now dropped your average price from 276 down to 166, which is even more powerful again. So now with the same model, you've dropped the share price, average price, from 276 down to 166. So let's see what it looks like mathematically. You buy on the way down, you've dropped your average price from 426 down to 166. And so you've invested 6,000 at 423. If you do nothing, you've got to wait for the price to go back up to 423 and you get your 6,000 back again. If you buy in the dips, your average price is 276, and when the share price goes back up to 423, the value of investment has gone up to 9,192. Or if you buy some at the top and some at the bottom, when it goes back to break even, you've made your values back up to 15,000. So if you just buy your shares and don't buy into the dips, you don't make any profit. If you buy every month while it's dropping, you make 53% profit. But if you buy at the top and then buy again at the bottom, you make 254%, even though the shares have just got back up to the break-even price. So who else does this? Well, two of the top investors in the world, Carl Icahn and Warren Buffett, over the past 50 years, Carl Icahn has done on average 31% growth in the market, and Warren Buffett has done on average 20%. Let's take a look at some of their recent transactions. So you can see here's Carl Icahn's latest trades. So you can see here that he bought a company called C&DT. He bought 19,800 shares at an average price of $15 in Q1 of 2017. Then 5 quarters later, in Q2 of 2019, he bought another 11,000 shares and average price 10.82. And then Q3 in 2019, he bought another 6,500 shares at 7.75. So as the share price was dropping, he was increasing the number of shares that he was owning. Same thing if we take a look at Warren Buffett. Here's an example of Warren Buffett, where he bought OXY in Q3 2019. He bought 7.4 million shares at 47. And then when the share price dropped down to 39.98, he bought another 11.4 million shares. So as the share price was dropping, he aggressively increased the number of shares that he's buying. So even at today's price, he still hasn't broken even. Same with Carl Icahn. On today's price, he's still down 64% in that position. So all the top investors in the world, dollar cost average. Success leaves clues, so maybe you should consider doing the same. As long as the company is fundamentally strong and good value. So look, this is an example of Warren Buffett's track record. When Warren Buffett was 14 years of age, he was worth $5,000. When he was 30 years of age, he was worth 1 million. When he was about 55 years of age, he was worth 1 billion. And today, at age 90, he's worth about 100 billion. He's just been doing the exact same thing all along. Average return of 20% and buying into the dips. So if it's good enough for the richest man in the world, it's good enough for you. So the lesson is buy the dips and check out this 3-minute video on YouTube just to understand how your psychology stops you from buying the dips when you should be buying the dips. Thank you for listening to this webinar. We'll see you in the next education webinar.